Was the 1973 October War a clear victory for Egypt, or a strategic turning point for Israel? The truth is far more complex. On October 6th, Egypt launched a stunning crossing of the Suez Canal, quickly seizing a large territory in the Sinai. But Egypt's advance was limited by reality. Their MiG-21s had short range, and their crucial SAM defenses weakened the further they pushed east. 3 days later, the balance of power began to shift. A massive American airlift to resupply Israel was ordered, changing the course of the war.
By mid-October 1973, the tide of the war was about to turn. What began as a surprise attack would become a desperate fight for survival. On October 14th, a massive Egyptian assault on the Sinai passes was repelled with catastrophic losses. The front had stalled, but Israel struck back. That night, 750 paratroopers crossed the canal, paving the way for a full-scale armoured breakthrough behind Egyptian lines. What followed was the brutal Battle of the Chinese Farm. A week of ferocious fighting that would decide the war's outcome, costing hundreds of lives on both sides. Israel seized control, then raced south, nearly trapping the entire Egyptian Third Army and laying siege to the city of Suez. Despite multiple UN orders for an immediate ceasefire, the fighting raged on. Israel's advance continued in a race against time.
But their advance was halted by fierce local resistance. Israeli forces suffered heavy casualties in the streets of Suez. Only a second resolution on October 25th finally brought the major fighting to a stop. The war ended in a tactical stalemate. But the real story was just beginning. The Israeli narrative called it a strategic victory. Why? The answer lies in the long road to peace, a transformation with a long-term price. What invisible barriers still strangle tourism and development in Sinai to this day? Why does the echo of betrayal still resonate across the Arab world, even among many Egyptians? What were the true words of the treaty that redrew the map of the Middle East? The true story of how the 1973 war reshaped the Middle East forever. By 1974, Kissinger's diplomacy had begun to disentangle the armies, marking the first US step into the region as a key mediator. The world was shocked in 1977 when Egypt's President Sadat made a historic visit to Jerusalem, opening the door to direct peace talks. The 1978 Camp David Accords and the 1979 peace treaty followed, promising Palestinian self-rule. A promise that was never kept. Billions in American aid. In exchange for what exactly? The price was high. Egypt switched sides entirely, expelling Soviet experts and closing their only African base to align fully with the UN. Egypt also accepted strict military restrictions on the Sinai, with large zones demilitarized and only light forces allowed near the border. Economically, Egypt's opening up dismantled its industrial base, leading to a long-term decline that is still felt today. The real thread connecting it all. A major geostrategic shift. Welcome to part 2.